Right, good morning. Now I know it's unusual for me to be in here on a Wednesday morning, but today is Remembrance Day, the 11th of the 11th, and it's Remembrance Day more than one way in our household because it's also my youngest Sam's birthday. So 27 years ago today was a day to remember. So we celebrate that today, but obviously it also is Armistice Day, Remembrance Day. And I'd done a project last Friday, my poppy wreath that is hanging in my window, and I've linked that to a Just Giving page. And I've said that we would do another challenge today from the 11/11 challenge that the Royal British Legion are doing for their poppy appeal, and we would have a go at a one sheet wonder and attempt to make 11 cards from it. So there has been no prep, there has been no here's one I've made earlier. We are just going for it this morning. What happens happens. So here goes. If you're here with us, hello. When I edit this video later, I will put my Just Giving page back up on there. I'm just very aware that the poppy appeal, they will be struggling this year with funds, because normally we're out and about in the shops and pick a poppy up when we see them. I'm sure I'm not alone in not being out and about in the shops. So yeah, just to have a way to give them some funds. So I have a nice ducky plate. You don't need a ducky plate. I just had a plate and a mug actually that matches, that I've got my tea in. Surprisingly, that wasn't planned for my birthday, but this ducky plate I think is going to be just perfect, because what I want to do is I just want to draw a circle in the middle of my square 12 by 12 bit of Whisper White card, just like that. Let me put my plate somewhere carefully out the way so it doesn't get knocked off, because I would hate for that to get broken. And I've got the painted poppies set here, so I think I'm going to take, so this really is, let's go with it and see what happens as we go along. Got a bit of a frog in my throat today, so I do apologise if I have to keep clearing my throat. I've got some crumb cake ink here. Really need to get myself a new crumb cake. And I'm just going to randomly, luckily, stamp round and about my circle. Just a bit of something going on in the background. Might come in, should have perhaps stamped again on that to give some secondary colour. Let's just bring in second generation stamping in there. Right. I want a little bit more up here. Okay, so we've just got some splatters round and about. Let me just grab my Simple Shy. I put it to soak because I haven't brought it in with me. Just get rid of the excess water out of there, so that we've got a way of cleaning our stumps. So let's clean that one up. Now, I've picked up a couple of darker reds. Hello, Jane. Morning, everybody that's joining us. I've picked up a couple of darker reds here. I've got some Merry Merlot somewhere, yep, and some Cherry Cobbler. Obviously, the poppy that I did the other day was Poppy Parade with a bit of real red, but we're going much darker this time. So let's take the larger poppy flower, and we'll just sort of randomly stamp some of those around. That worked out nicely, didn't it? Not too worried about them being particularly, you know, absolutely even and symmetrical. That's the word that my poor little brain was struggling hard to think of. Okay, let's give that a wipe. And then I'm going to take the big blobby stamp, bring back in this scrap, because I'm going to come in and come over our poppies with some stamped off Mary Merlot. I managed to get a bit of a blob in there, but we'll work with that at some point later. Sam's now going to decide to get up. He's had a birthday morning lay-in. Right, I'm now going to come in with another dark red. This time we'll have cherry cobbler. And we will stamp that in here, so in between. So we're just building up pattern really. Have another one just there. Give that a bit of a clean, and then we'll bring in our scrap paper again and we'll come back in with our blob. Give that a couple of stamps just because that was a little bit on the wet side. And let's just come in over those smaller poppies. All of them. Can't help feeling we could do with another one just in there. So I'm not worrying particularly that some of these are overlapping a little bit. We've now got a blob down there as well, but we can cover those up when it comes to it. Morning, Jackie. Oh. Morning, Michelle. So yeah, we're just, I'd sort of said that we would do this, try and get it, part of the 11-11 challenge. Let's see if we can get 11 cards from a Poppy One Sheet Wonder. I've got ink everywhere. Just trying them just as part of a sort of mini campaign, just to raise awareness really. Okay. So now I think we're going to come in with some greens. What shall we have? I think we'll go Mossy Meadow. and I'm going to take this sort of larger leaf just here, and let's just bring in some of these leaves, and we're almost not overthinking it too much. Lost the end of that leaf, did that with another one at the top there somewhere. That one we lost the end of as well. Let's just add in a bit of a leaf. And we'll have one coming up there. That's looking rather pretty. I grab my Mossy Meadow sponge dauber, and let's just add in a bit of Mossy Meadow colour. So nothing very precise or accurate. Lost the power of speech this morning. Just a little bit of a play. And there we are, there's the green leaves. Hi Glenda. Now we've got this other little leaf just here. Got a couple of greens out, got some shaded spruce, but I think that might jar actually. Actually quite like the sort of, almost like subtlety of it. I think I'm going to go old olive. Let's add in some old olive leaves too. Doing these in sort of pairs. Just filling in a few little oddments of gaps. So let's find the old olive sponge. That will be in my Regals box. Again, we'll just add in a bit of colour here and there, slightly different tone of green. Looking rather pretty, isn't it? I'm going to take the smaller splodge. So we've got a big splodge and a small splodge in this stamp set. Let's take the smaller one and the slightly darker soft suede, and now that we've sort of done the majority of our stamping, let's add in a bit more depth with the soft suede one. That's looking rather pretty, isn't it? Thank you, Lucy. So that is just keep playing. Let's just keep adding bits in as we go on. Right, so I think for now we're going to leave that as it is. Take a good look at it, take a screenshot of it, whatever, because now we're going to chop it up. Because what we want to create, we're aiming for 11 cards. That would be fabulous if you wanted a scrapbook page, if you wanted to put a photo in the middle of there or something. Great stuff. Now we're going to chop it up because our aim is we're looking for 11 projects. So I think, and I'm just going to make them fairly quick and simple. I think the idea really will be to let this particular bit of card do the talking, if you like. So I've cut that at 14.4, and I'm going to cut this again. I'm going to come from this end and cut it at 14.4, and then I'm going to have that strip in the middle that I'm going to be able to do something with. So we will have that as one card. So now we need another 10. So coming across this way, I'm going to cut this one at 10, 10 and 10. So we have 3, 1, 2, depending on which ways you want those to go. 3 10 by 14.4 card fronts there. So that's 4. We need another 6 out of here. So let's have one at 10, cut in half at 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one, I'm going to do this one. To do at 10 that way, and let's go 7 that way, because those will make 2 quite nice card fronts. One of these is going to be wider, isn't it? Because it's so let's have that at 10 and just cut that slither off the side there. 1, 2, 3. I've actually managed to cut that wider than I needed to, haven't I? That's actually 10 and a half. I'll have a look at that one in a minute. Oh yes, that's because that's the other one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to create another 3 cards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these, I think that one, and I'm going to put it in my trimmer like that, and do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We just need 2 out of this one, and I'm going to was E 10.5. So I'll put that at 6, and then this one I'm going to cut into 3 pieces. So 4.6, um, 9.2, 13.8, so perhaps 4.7. What would that be? 12, 14.1. So yeah, 4.8 I think is what we're going to go for. It won't matter if it's slightly out, so let's go 4.8, 4.8, and that's right, 4.8. So now we've got, this is going to be 1 card, but it's going to be 3 sections. Okay. So we have, how did that chop? Like, that wasn't that, was it? That was that, and oh, decisions. How did we, like that? That's why I've got it the wrong way round. The wrong way round, like that. So that's that one. 1, 2. I'm going to cut this into 2 14.4 strips. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and then 2 large ones. They're pretty, aren't they? So we can now have a bit of a play. So what do we need? We want some, let's have a bit of Merry Merlot. Let's make some Merry Merlot card bases and some crumb cake card bases, and I think possibly a couple of Mossy Meadow card bases. So let's just make those up. If I do 2 of each colour, that will give me 12 card bases. I obviously only want 11, so that will give me a spare to have a think about, to play with another day. So 2, and actually this just goes to show, because we literally, I hadn't planned this before, I haven't got anything prepped, just goes to show that you can whiz up 11 cards in quite a short time. In fact, this next stage tends to be the stage that takes the longest. So I may have to come back to some of them later, but you will have a very good idea of how we're going to create 11 cards on one 12 by 12 sheet and a few stamps. And if you've never done a one sheet wonder, my class ladies love them. We do. There was already discussion going on amongst the team yesterday that got to see the new catalogue as to which stamp sets would make a good one sheet wonder. And we can do these on different ways. Don't always start with a circle, and it may be that some of that we might need to look out for some of those pencil marks. You perhaps want to go in and rub those out, but I won't worry with that for now. So the really lovely thing about these actually is that you've already done all the hard work, because you know you've done your stamping in your background, so really you don't need to fuss too much about decoration on the top. I will just grab the, did I already get that out? No. The Peaceful Moment stamp set, which is the stamp set that goes with this. So let's just have a, let's have a happy birthday on that one. And we're using the Merry Merlot background. So let's use the Merry Merlot stamp set. And we'll just simply pop a happy birthday on there. We could come in and add in perhaps a couple of sequins or some gems. If you wanted to add a bit of sparkle. Oh, it's just a quick, it's because it's Remembrance Day, Viv, I'm just aiming for 11 cards out of one sheet wonder. That's what we're aiming for. I think with this one we'll come this way. Let's stick that on there. I'm going to find some punches because that will be easiest in terms of labels. Let's just grab a few punches. Still haven't really tidied up from the weekend. We'll keep out our Merry Merlot. Let's go with, shall we have a Thinking of You with All My Heart? Oh, I think I took that a bit too far down. I did. I think I'm going to get away with it with this punch. There we are. We could add some ribbon underneath there, so I'm going to keep it fairly simple, just as I whiz them all together, but could go in and add a bit of ribbon underneath there. Could obviously go in and sort of fussy cut a couple of leaves and have them tweaking out, but we're just going to keep it simple for now. Let's just keep that as that. Let's have another Merry Merlot one, and let's just have this side panel just here. you could make a little box or something to put these in, and you know, send them to somebody as a gift, as a we have these are the moments we'll look back on in joy. Let's make sure I give myself a bit more space around this one. So we could go in and do a second layer with some to shorten that just by putting that label back in. We could do a second layer in a different colour cardstock if we wanted to mount that on something different. Again, we could add in some swirl of ribbon, some die cut leaves, or a bit of vellum behind there. But that's not to say that I won't go back and do some of this, but for now we're just looking at how we can quickly and easily put together some of these cards. Let's have these 3 little strips coming down here. Now, shall we go centre? That would look quite cute, wouldn't it? So let's put the one at the top, and let's sort of line it up by eye. I'm not going to press that down. I'm going to just sort of rest it on there while I do this one, so that if I need to wiggle, I can do. But that's not bad. How's that? It's rather cute, isn't it? I think we might go with the Deeply Sympathy with this one. So yeah, obviously you can take a bit more time to fancy them up. It's not helping my brain that I've got that upside down. Quite nice. It's sort of, you know, fairly muted colours without just there. We'll line the points up on the edge like that. So there's 4. We're going on to some cherry cobbler cardstock now. So let's have this one coming up from this corner this way. So this is a portrait one. The other half we used as a landscape. that. Oh, that wasn't what I was thinking of. Let's find our longer block. Let's swap out our Merry Merlot for some cherry cobbler. There's a nice strip of Whisper White. I'm just going to take some scissors and make that into a bit of a banner. And again, we could have a different colour strip behind there, could have all sorts of things going on. Where have I just buried those? Where have you gone, Dimensionals? I'm sure I must be looking at them. Oh, let's just put a bit of glue on for now. And then they'll pop out in a minute, won't they? And go, here I am. Oh, I think I might have spotted some. So let's just have Life is Better with a Friend Like You. I've got a little blob on there, so I'd come on to that and perhaps add in a couple of sentiments, a couple of rhinestones. Let's put down another side panel. This will be card number 6. And I think I'm just going to take that thank you and stamp it directly across that panel just there. We could have had yeah, not at all organised, Lucy, not at all. And in fact, I'm feeling a bit like it's all about to crash in round my ears at any moment, but I wanted to get this done. This one I'm going to turn round, I think, and we'll have that as a panel across the bottom. How are we doing? Not bad. Sort of what, 40 minutes. Happy birthday. And again, we could add a few little spots and things. And of course, the other thing you can do, there's absolutely nothing to say that you can't go back in. So like for this one particularly, it might be that we think it'd be quite good to go back in there and perhaps just add, ooh, we could add a couple more old olive leaves. There you go. that's balanced that card up beautifully, without very much in the way of this one. I might fold this side back like this. I'd obviously, if I was doing this at my leisure, take a little bit more time. Let's fold that back like that. Let's have our 2 strips on here. Now on the inside of there we could put a bit of Whisper White or just out of the corner of my eye, just spot something, it's next door's cat. Note to self, must replace now. We could go back in here and stamp an extra bit on here if we wanted to. Could have embossed that layer. Let's take this greeting because that's possibly the biggest greeting, and let's have, these are the moments we'll look back on in joy. Let's just take our little splatter and our soft suede ink. I might actually clean that up. And just add in a few stamped off cherry cobblers. There we go. How are we going? That's 8. So we're down to our 3 mossy meadows. This is just a nice easy card front. I'm missing one. Where am I missing one? We definitely cut 11, didn't we? Ooh, like that, I think. Now I'm completely confused because we counted and counted those strips, so I definitely had 11. So where's number 11 gone? Going to take a black ink, I think, for this one. I'm just going to add in Life is Better with a Friend Like You. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had 11. So what have I done with the other one? Oh, failed. We can't have failed at the last hurdle. I counted and counted those panels. So where is panel number 11? I'm going to have to go back and have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's the other half of that one that is missing. So somewhere there is the other part of that panel waiting patiently to go on to card number 11. And it just appears to have disappeared off the face of the earth. If anybody can see it, do let me know. Well, that is a complete, one of life's complete mysteries. Found it. It had floated off right to the other side of the room. Okay, phew. We have our final panel. It's appeared now. Phew. Yes, it's on. It was. I checked the floor down by my feet, Jackie, thinking if it's going to be anywhere, it's going to be down here. No. Right behind me on the other side of the room. Okay, so what should we do with that one? I think I am going to bring in just a smidge of what colour? Quite big enough. Just rummaging to see if I've got a big enough oddment of cherry cobbler. I don't think I have, so let's. I might in that case go for Mary Merlot if I'm going to cut up a piece anyway. So last one, we're just going to add a panel behind it, I think. So that one is 7.4 by 10. So let's go 7.9 by 10.5. I'm wishing you every happiness on this special day, because we've not had that yet. Let's come in with Mossy Meadow ink. And because it's the last one and we're feeling gung-ho, I'm just going to do this poppy stamp a little bit. I'm going to take my card base and this poppy stamp, and I'm just going to need to worry about that centerpiece because that's where we're going to stick that. And just like that, so as I say, I have whizzed through these. You can, if you were to do a one sheet wonder like this, you could cut it up differently, you could add different embellishments and different ribbons, but we started with one 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock about 50 minutes ago, and we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that one hasn't got a greeting on. 11. I'm going to make that a thing. So there we go. As I say, when I edit the video and post it, I will add that just giving link to it. If you do, if you've not yet found a way of giving a little something to the Poppy Appeal this year and you'd like to add something in there. But this morning on the 11th of the 11th, we've taken the 11/11 challenge. We've taken one sheet of 12 by 12 cards. We've created 11 cards. So, phew. It was nearly 10, but we've made 11. So thank you for joining me on this Wednesday morning. I will be back on Friday as normal. So see you all soon.